Warning, the following stunts are done by trained professionals. Actually, we're not trained. Robbie is just a dumbass and decided to do a drunken fantasy football podcast. The thoughts, opinions, and takes are ours and ours only. It is not our fault if you lose in fantasy football or sports gambling. Viewer discretion is advised.
Holy shit.
Cheers to me, cheers to you all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do, dilly, y'all. You already know what it is. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give us a follow on Twitch. We are also live on X as well. You know what time it is. It's Rumboyz After Dark, your Friday night NFL hot spot. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into it, we do got to make sure that we pay the bills. Ayo, GLD got me more froze, more icy than a Colorado Springs winter. You dig what I'm saying? Than a Colorado Springs bliznado that touchdown and drop. Hey, yo, GLD, link is in the description. Take them to the yacht.
Hop out in Miami with no land, I got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, no turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, that lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good friend, go where you're not.
Hey, you see I'm rocking the Commanders piece. I switched up from the Dodgers piece to the Commanders piece just for tonight's episode. You already know we are grading, okay? We are grading every single team's NFL free agency up until this point, all right? All 32 teams, we're going to run it down here in the next 2 hours. Really quick, before we get into that, also want to shout our homies over at Underdog. That's right, Underdog Fantasy. Promo code RumboyzRobbie. You see, promo code right there. Link in the description. Tap in, lock in, set your props, set your parlays. You already know what's going down. Underdog Pick'ems, Underdog Fantasy. Get ready for Best Ball Mania. Big board's going down. You've been seeing us dropping the stats about how many wide receivers are getting taken in big board and so on and so forth. Underdog Fantasy is where you need to be. Shouts to North Carolina. You guys got Underdog Sportsbook as well. So big shout to North Carolina. Y'all got Underdog Sportsbook. Let's go. Woo! And ladies and gentlemen, let's settle down. Without further ado, we do have to get into the cast and the crew. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop the mic, FF.
I'm a white boy with no rhythm, and I don't care. I will dance my head.
What is good? What is good? What is good? Ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least, everyone's favorite hill. Give it up for TDS Taco.
Hey, yo, it's fantasy baseball time, baby. But now let's talk about football.
Yeah, let's talk about football. Of all the intros that you could have said,
Oh.
Well, not because you know what? This is draft season, baby. Draft this next weekend ahead.
I get what you're saying, but of all
He's a heel.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, you have drafts all the time if you draft an underdog, dude. Get real.
I did actually. I did the dinger. I did it live.
Good job.
I did it live too, Mike. Come on now. Give me a little bit of props here. Every pick too, and I picked Garrett Cole by accident. Oh man, you should have seen it. It was classic.
2 months out, baby. 2 months out.
Support the products that are paying the show. Now you just need to get a GLD chain. Damn it. Calvin, what is good? Rum Bizzle, Fo Shizzle. What's good? What's good? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Daniel. We got Leafs defense. Bumba Rasclat. Oh, I know we're gonna have to talk about your Raiders tonight. Don't worry, we are talking about all 32 teams tonight. Matt, yo, yeah. Fellas, cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What to do? Yo, Matt got the Rumboyz Premium. I love that shit.
Cheers, mates.
We're really kicking the premium up this season. So, y'all ready?
Born ready.
Guess who's back again. Rumboyz back. Tell your friends. Guess who's back? Da. Y'all put your phone down.
I'm checking.
Nothing has happened yet.
I'm an investigative journalist, damn it.
The Panthers plan to host former Chargers wide receiver Mike Williams for a visit next week, per league sources. Williams was released earlier this week. He suffered a season-ending ACL injury in Week 3 last year. All right, and the Jets get Tyron Smith.
Damn it!
It's like rain on a cloudy day. I was so hoping that the Commanders would have went that route, but it is what it is. That
would have been dope.
Yeah, that is per Underdog Fantasy.
Yep. Looking at it and Rap Sheet.
Yep, Rap Sheet, Schefter, so on and so forth. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna first dive into the NFC East, as advertised, as promoted throughout all social media. We are grading every team's free agency acquisitions at this point.
All right,
Mike, we're going to start with you. We're going to work from we'll go Eagles, Giants, Commanders, Dallas. Dallas will be very last for everyone's takes.
Oh yeah, because they got so many good free agents.
So Eagles, let's go.
Barkley, Parker. That's probably trying to remember everybody. Parker. Oh, and Kenny Pickett. Don't forget that.
Getting Kenny Pickett. The defense got some work as well.
Yeah, the linebacker from the Bucks went to
White.
Eagles. Yeah.
White.
Yep, Devin White. Yep. Kenny Dimes Pickett for a pack of Diet Cokes. Yeah, they pretty much got Kenny Pickett for a pack of Newports, bro. For real.
B-.
B- for Philly. Yeah, see, they brought CJ back. Which was a big grab, a big get for them. I feel like I know CJ coming back off that injury. I feel like a lot of fan circles, and was like, oh well, this player was banged up and da. Please remember the amount of time off that a player had to heal. And let's also take that into accountability as well. For the Eagles, Taco, what do you say?
C+. They have the second highest paid running back in the league. You don't win games by allocating so much funds to the running back position, as we've seen through multiple builds throughout history. There hasn't been many winning Super Bowl teams that have had the running back paid as high. And I'm a Saquon Barkley fan. So with you spending that much money on the running back position and you guys already having some issues, yeah, I'm saying that's the Eagles being desperate and trying to grasp at straws and hope that Saquon Barkley can come in there.
Didn't Devin White also come in?
Yeah, linebacker.
Yeah.
They got a linebacker. Yeah, they did. C+. They're spending money on not the premium positions.
I am going to go along the lines of a B minus as well. I think that the C+ is just kind of hating in a way.
That's one grade level below yours.
A B is a lot different than a C.
A B minus and a C+. I give them a C+.
That scale definitely tips. Look, I feel like that as much as they were losing, they were also finding competent players to come in and replace. I am going to go B minus. I fear that opposing defensive coordinators are not going to know what to scheme up against this offense. I think the defense is still going to be steadfast, but when I look at the offensive acquisitions, I'm sorry, but this offense is very scary. They could easily go out.
Offense is scary.
They could easily go out there and hang up 27 on opposing defenses at any time. I don't think that it's necessarily a no more tush push type of deal. I just think that you see a more dynamic style of play, which Jalen Hurts can perform at anyways. I mean, they brought back Josh Sweat to my knowledge.
And don't forget they signed Alberto, baby. Let's go.
Look, this team, honestly, I mean, hell, we're laughing, but Howie Roseman is Howie Roseman.
Oh, no, that's why I still had to give it a B, because their offense is still explosive.
I feel like that they came out, they competed with the best of them throughout free agency. They keep their team fairly balanced. What it's going to look like when it comes out on the field is yet to be determined. I am going to go B-, because you said C, or did you say like C-?
I said B-.
C+.
He said C+.
Okay, C+. Okay.
And I was B-.
Let's move on to the New York Giants. Let's keep this train moving, because we have a lot of teams that we have to get through in 2 hours, plus a halftime. What are our thoughts on the New York Giants? Taco, I'll let you start.
Extremely happy. Extremely happy. What we did is, listen, we know I'm a Saquon Barkley guy, but the GM has a clear plan, and he's made it clear he's not spending the money on the running back. He got Devin White for a bargain deal.
You mean Devin Singletary?
Devin Singletary, excuse me, for a bargain deal. And I personally love the idea of getting Burns for the pass rush. Like when you put Dexter with Thibodeau and with Burns, and now that you're able to pay Burns a lot of that salary in this front year, I think it sets us up good for the future. This isn't going to be a season that we're going to be super competitive. Saquon Barkley already has shown with us, like, he is everything. And you know what? If it's that bad for us, then make the move now. Get a young pass rush that, even if this year we're not that good, for the next couple of years, he's the kind of player that is a premium. Because when you look at premier pass rushers in the NFL, those are hard to come by. And with his skill set, I like this move for us, especially because we didn't give up that much in the trade. We did lose our safety, but at the end of the day, they shored up the offensive line, which has been a big problem for us throughout the last couple of years. So that's why, for me, I give it a B. It's not a home run, but I give it a B.
It's not even a B, to be honest. I mean, Mike, it's your go. But, I mean, I'll go over some of the names. You addressed some issues that were important issues, but then skill positions, I feel like, greatly lacked. Your thoughts, Mike?
For, baby.
Mike is holding up a C-. I don't know if he's throwing up Crip or if he's saying C-.
C-, baby. C-.
C-.
What do you feel about the Burns trade?
Burns is literally the only thing I like.
Yeah, that's silly.
You don't like the offensive line help?
What? So, John Runyon?
We got 2 offensive linemen.
And
our offensive line was the worst in the league.
I mean, Runyon's old.
I'll touch on the O-line.
Yeah, I'll just say this. When you were literally signing a quarterback to compete with Daniel Jones,
I didn't want to get into that.
Oh, I think that's part of the reason it's a C-.
Yeah, that's also part of the reason. I feel like
there's still a lot that is yet to be done.
You brought in a guy. You brought in a guy who has done nothing but has overcame adversity, with a guy who has also already been playing through adversity.
Yep.
But there's also speculation of Fields and McCarthy.
But we're not. This is only about free agency.
You're right. That's why I didn't touch it. That's why I didn't touch it.
Exactly. And
you have to touch it.
It gets messy.
And even still, you have other needs because that you didn't address them in free agency that you have to address that I'm going to get into. Mike,
the only other one thing I want to bring up before you go full bore, you sign another slot wide receiver. Come on, I'm done.
Yes, and that's actually what I was going to touch on. No, stop. That's what I was going to touch on. this is a wide receiver core that desperately, desperately needs veteran leadership. The fact that the Giants' formula at receiver as of late has been young guy, and you're seeing how that's working out because no one is actually teaching them how to play the position. And my colleague Steve Smith, shout out Agent 89, says it all the time, where it's like these young guys, these new receivers are not learning how to, the way that I learned how to play receiver, they aren't learning how to play receiver the same way. You know, so much is just focused on like you're 40 and, you know, and how fast you are, to where it's like, hey, are motherfuckers actually focusing on the catch or yards after the catch? Are we focusing on the agility? Are we focusing on the quickness? Are we focusing on getting in and out of our breaks? How are our hips moving throughout? And you guys have all of the same, your mistakes at, and I don't mean to be so
free agency though. You're talking about bad roster construction.
I don't mean to be so critical, but as someone that does nothing in their career but scout fucking wide receivers and corners, like this is literally like my claim, one of my claims to fame. You know, one of the things I can actually hang my hat on as an analyst. I'm sorry, but it is just too much of the same and the repeat. And you don't have a true Z. You don't have a true X. You don't have a true Y. Like, and it's bad. It's so bad.
But again,
hold on.
On topic here.
You unload Barkley,
who's not a wide receiver.
Hold on. You unload Barkley, and what I would be thinking that the Giants would do is saying, hey, Daniel Jones, we paid you. We're going to now make you go more vertical. Let's go and let's make a play for
you guys are crazy.
Allen, who we're going to talk about later. Let's go make a play for Hollywood Brown. Let's go. You guys did nothing.
We don't have enough cap space right now.
You do. You could have. You stop it. Stop. I wouldn't be bringing this up if it wasn't a possibility.
Next team.
Hold on. I'm going to end it like this. You did well about grabbing the offensive line. It is 100% a C-. It is not a D. Something has to happen in the draft. Whatever you do at receiver, you are going receiver in the draft. You're going receiver.
Daniel Jones is done.
Because you guys have forced yourself in that position.
Just know Daniel Jones is done. Daniel Jones is not going to be the quarterback for this team. They've already said it. You have Rich Eisen talking about it live on TV. I don't even know if Daniel Jones plays quarterback this year for the Giants, and I'm saying that wholeheartedly.
He will be your starting quarterback.
I wholeheartedly do not think that
you were gonna. If you didn't think that you were gonna at least give him another shot, you would never pay the money that you did last year. I
disagree.
I will digress. We're gonna move into the Washington.
We'll have this on tape.
We're going to move into the Washington Commanders. My gosh, Mike, we start with your take. You and I, we've texted about this.
We have discussed this a lot during text.
How do you feel?
So, I will say this before we go through the teams. You will not see me give an F unless it is very, very. It's one of those things. I'm not going to give an A+ and I'm not going to give an F unless it's absolutely freaking deserved. Like it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me. And no, I'm not giving these guys an A+.
No. I don't think anyone's getting an A+.
Yeah. What's your question?
Well, you have to do your report card. My question
I'm giving them an A-.
You're getting. Oh wow! Whoa! Okay. Do you want to justify this?
And here we go. It would be a straight A if they did not sign Austin Eckler. I'm going through this list. Tell me if I missed anybody, okay? I absolutely 100% love the Frankie Louvu deal.
God, I love the Louvu.
I like the Tyler, I can't say his name, whatever the center's name is.
Biadasz?
Biadasz, yeah.
Yeah, I also love the Ott with McManus on special teams because
I do too.
Before.
I'll get to that in a second because for another reason, I got to dog you in a little bit for one thing. I absolutely, you know what? Yes, B+. And here's why. I'm changing it to B+ for one reason and one reason only.
Good. No.
One reason.
No. I wanted you to speak to that A- with conviction.
You know where I'm going.
I was going to go with B+.
You know where I'm going. You know where my bias is right now. Trading away Sam Howell is not the right move, and I don't give a shit what anybody says in the front office. I understand they did it, but it's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Here's what I'll say about the Sam Howell trade. And I was gonna let everyone go first, but now that you brought it up, I have to do this right now while it's fresh. Leafs, you might want to get ready to cut this. It did pain me and it did hurt me to see Sam Howell go. Okay,
it hurt me, and I'm not even a fan.
There was a moment of depression there, but then when I saw the ROI,
yes.
When Chicago can't even get rid of Justin Fields and we just got a third for Sam Howell off of 1 year of play and the quarterback was staring, look at the sky, boys, right up in the air for most of his first year. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so.
A third?
Yeah. Okay, to skip. We've talked about fantasy. I know we're mostly talking about fantasy, but there was a tight end that was signed that I texted Robbie and said, WTF, what is this signing? I hate this. And Robbie changed my mind by saying this is a horrible fantasy for Cole Turner, but as an NFL team, this is a great signing. When I thought about it, Zach Ertz.
Benefits Turner on the third-year breakout, which is when which is what you invested in Turner for. So
Allegretti,
because Zach Ertz comes in, he's able to teach Turner the ins and outs. So if you have Turner in Dynasty,
what happened?
If you have Turner in Dynasty, you're in a happy spot.
Yeah.
Who was the tight end with the Cardinals last season? I forgot his name.
Zach Ertz.
No, the young kid.
It's going to be
McBride.
It's going to be Daniels to Washington. You don't get rid of Howell and go back.
Yeah.
No, who was the second tight end with the Cardinals last year?
The number one, the number 4 dynasty tight end in the league, McBride.
That's so I guess he was good for the young man.
So Allegretti, like Cleveland Farrell, I like for the price.
And as a backup, as a depth piece, because that's what he's going to be. He's going to be a backup.
But Jeremy freaking Chin. That is a freaking steal of a deal. Jeremy Reed's special team. I love it. I'm not going to say what I think they're going to do in the draft because that's a different show. But all I want to do is pour one out for Joey Sly. And I'm going to end my take on that.
I know. I was sad about Joey Sly. Joey Sly, like Marcus Peters is doing Marcus Peters things, and I'm just going to trust my GM. So wait, are we both? So then we're both pretty much in B+ mode, right?
Oh, I'm right. If it wasn't for the Hal move, it might be an A-.
Yeah. I think if we keep Hal, bring in Daniels even still.
For the future.
Yeah.
I don't know. I look at the other way. I give it the A- because they were able to get so much for Sam Howell. You got Marcus Mariota who can get the job done. You're investing in the young quarterback. Don't sit there and have backup plans.
No.
Give the kid everything he needs to be successful, and you get the extra assets necessary to continue to build for his future. It's not Howell's future. I don't hear people talking about Howell when all of a sudden Daniels is having some problems with the playbook. They're like, my God, let's bring Howell back. No, shut the fuck up because we all know Marcus Mariota sucks.
No, we agree with you on that front. Well, our point is we don't think they should be drafting a QB at all. We think they should be drafting Joe Hall.
I don't think that Sam Howell was him.
No, I don't. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's good enough.
See, that's the difference.
You're talking about a fucking Heisman Trophy winner and Sam Howell. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Bro, we've seen.
You're talking about a guy who didn't do, but you're also talking about Jaden Daniels who didn't do absolutely anything until he transferred to LSU. So
I'd rather take the chance. But you know what? I'd rather take the chance there and build with him from the beginning than have my quarterback have his success undermined by fans who think that he may have a chance to be as good as Sam Howell or give Sam Howell a chance or maybe there's a competition. Shut all that shit down. You do everything for the young quarterback in order for him to be successful. You don't need to hear that. Yeah, he had a hot streak. That's what they call a hot streak in the NFL. And one time, Mark Sanchez took the team to the AFC Championship. Shit happens.
Rex Grossman took a team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll give you that. Okay, hey, so A minus. All right. I'm gonna, so I don't sound like super biased, I am gonna go B plus. Like that Bobby Wagner signing, like I was like, yo,
I forgot about that one too.
For Wagner to step in and teach, like, you know,
Jamie,
be able to teach the defense. Oh my gosh, like show Jamin Davis the ropes. Oh my gosh,
that's what I was trying to think of.
Is this the Magic Johnson effect?
I mean, it could be. It could be. I don't know.
They're like, I want to come to Washington for black excellence.
Well, they already said that. It also got announced today that part of the reason Bobby Wagner went was because he was going to Howard.
Yeah. Like, bro, and which I love. Austin Eckler, I actually low key love it. I don't love it for the time frame.
Yeah. We have discussed this.
I do love the addition. It does hurt it may or may not hurt your Brian Robinson shares. I am going with the Matthew Berry theory. I'm siding with Matty B on this one. He posted a clip as soon as it happened. Mike, it was the same thing that I had texted you immediately as soon as it happened. So I like.
Oh that. Yeah.
We're both underneath, you know, kind of the same mind here as Washington fans. I don't think that it hurts you for fantasy. I think that Eckler will be used how he needs to be used for third downs and goal line situations. Yeah. That's when you'll see Brian Robinson. I think they'll both give you points. I think that we could be looking at an offense that could have 2 top 15 guys.
And you look at no Curtis Samuel there now for those little gadget plays and stuff like that. It kind of opens it up where you can maybe see them run two running back
Xavier Legette.
So yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do. But I love the Austin Eckler signing because if he has something left, it'll be a good compliment to Robinson.
Let's get into the Dallas Cowboys. Start first, Taco.
I mean, I think the Cowboys, I mean, they started out slow, but they're keeping it at that snail's pace. Hold on, just give me 1 second. I want to pull up. So all they've added is Eric Hendricks at linebacker. That's it. They lost Tony Pollard, so they still don't have a running back. Your running back pretty much like the same team that you had from last year. So you have to say that this is probably the worst job in the NFL. I would probably give them a D. And I think that, you know, you might see Ezekiel Elliott come back and them draft like a running back and maybe use the Waddle and some like Jerry Jones is kind of like, you know what? Like, I'd rather be a multi-billionaire than like win a Super Bowl. So I'll make sure that we have Dak Prescott. So this way we maintain our image of winning games and having a competent regular season, and we'll win on Thanksgiving and we'll put up some gaudy numbers. And you know what? We'll be a first round playoff exit and the franchise will maintain its value and you'll get the playoff game. And, you know, that'll be that. But there's no way you could look at this and say, quote unquote, Skip Bayless says, all in, comma, my ass. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, here's my thing with that. Is when homie, when I say homie, I mean Jerry Jones, sits there in an interview and says, my definition of all in and your definition of all in are 2 totally different things. Bro, what? No, motherfucker. I don't know if you've ever said it in blackjack table or a poker table, but hey, if we say all in, I'm moving all my chips all the way in.
Bro,
you sat back and did. How did the Chargers become more cap compliant than you did in a matter of 72 hours?
Bro,
we'll get to that later.
I think Jerry thinks he has another 10 years left the way he's acting. Like, he's like, I'm good.
Did this man pop a senzu bean and sit in a cryo chamber?
Like, I thought there would be more urgency. Like, you know what I mean? You didn't make it last year. You had a solid, like, let's see how we spice it up. No, you're like, we don't need our running back, which, I mean, I can agree with, but like, damn.
Hey, Taco, can I get Okay, Jerry, okay. Are you okay, Jerry? Jerry, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Jerry? You've been struck by the smooth criminal. Free agency went down. You missed it. It was crashing.
I mean, listen, he's had some decent picks though, and he's had some decent moves, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, listen, the Eagles last year showed some vulnerability. You sign Saquon, you do these things, you still got to get on the field and make it happen.
Yo, hey, the comment did say skip for the most
Bro
moment on Twitter. Dudes on RB stats, bro.
All right, so
bro,
that comment
brought Skip back to relevance.
To that comment, Taco, you brought up Rico Dowdle. He's not even on the team. The only running backs on the roster right now are Deuce Vaughn and Malik Davis.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
I truly do believe that Zeke is going to come back.
Yep.
I'm going to get a little bit conspiracy theory on you two. I think that Jerry is getting so much crap for the whole all-in situation that he has put himself in.
It's his fault.
It is his fault. I'm not saying it's not. Hold on. Hold your horses, you biased Washington fan. Okay.
This has nothing to do with bias.
Hey,
he
listen,
did this to himself.
Let me talk. Okay. They just cut Van Der Esch. Please retire, sir. They just released Michael Gallup to save $9.55 million on the salary cap. Whatever. I'm going conspiracy theory in this. He is going to make a big move to get everyone to shut up and overreact to it. And if I had to say what big move that's going to be right now, there was a cryptic tweet this afternoon by a certain player in the NFL. I think Robbie knows what tweet I'm talking about. I don't think Taco does. Somebody on the team has somebody in the NFL has a relative on the Dallas Cowboys. They just cut Michael Gallup. Stephon Diggs tweeted out, ready for whatever. I'm telling you, watch out. That could be the case.
Bro. Okay.
That is a Jerry move.
So hold on.
But then what the fuck do the Bills do?
Wait. I got on everyone when they were like, Saquon's KD. He's a snake. He's doing the Kevin Durant. No, listen. Stephon, this would be some Kevin Durant ass shit. This would be the Kevin Durant ass shit. If you let Buffalo, you have a better chance of winning a ring with Buffalo than with Dallas.
Yeah.
If you left Buffalo,
and they don't even
go
need
play for Dallas. See, here's the thing. This is why it's some KD shit, because you're leaving Buffalo to flip the bird to Buffalo. That's the only reason that you're leaving. You're doing that's the exact same thing that you did with Minnesota.
I just don't find it a coincidence that tweet and those cuts happened at the same freaking time.
That I'm just saying. Look, I wouldn't be shocked. This is the NFL. I am giving Dallas an F though at this point. I am giving Dallas an F. The fact that you allowed other teams that were in your same position to still become cap compliant, to still make moves. I feel that at this moment, I don't know how good Dallas could, with the same players that they essentially enter free agency with and what they're still going to have. I think we could see Dallas maybe win 6 games at best. I'm gonna grant them 6.
6.
I'm not saying anything until June.
No, I'm going to go on record right now because here's the thing.
There's so much that can happen.
Everyone else changed and you didn't.
Everyone else
is playing with the new deck of cards.
But they were pretty good last year. They didn't really lose anyone either.
No, they last year they brought in, they didn't lose anyone. Everyone else.
Sometimes continuity is something
else,
to be hold of as well.
I'm giving them an F.
I mean, I'm not the free agency, yes, but like for a 6-win season, though, that is where I say that's sir. Okay, that's a bridge
6.
too far.
I'm going 6. Dallas, I got you at the bottom.
I'll call your 6, and I'll say they'll win at least 8.
Okay. Cool with that. It won't be more than that. It won't be more than 8.
They'll win more than the Giants.
This is true. This is true. They
might win as much as the Commanders.
Let's go to the AFC
Maybe
East.
more, probably.
What team should we start with in the AFC East?
New England.
You want to start with New England? All right. Let's start with New England. New England Patriots report card grade.
I'm going to go a little bit faster just because we're one division in at 640. Big moves. Let's see. Oh, and you know why I wanted to start. I absolutely hate what they did with Antonio Gibson because this is going to be the same goddamn situation where Antonio's not going to get his value. I'm sorry. You know I'm an Antonio guy. I do not like this. Okay. Jacoby Brissett might be the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots.
He is going to be the starting quarterback.
Well, to start. But he could finish depending on what happens in the draft, whatever. I do not like what they did at who did they grab? Hold on, I have it right here.
They got Brissett, Gibson, Hooper, Sion, Taki.
They need to do something at wide receiver. Yeah. And what I'm scared of is the outside chance that they're the number one team to take a freaking wide receiver, and that will kill. That will suck. Done. I'm over with. Go ahead, talk.
I think that they are going to take a wide receiver.
And that sucks.
But why would you trade Mac Jones and take a wide receiver? I just don't buy it.
Jacoby Brissett.
I'm giving this. I'm honestly giving this a D. I'm going to keep it.
It's a D plus. It's a D plus for me. It's a D
plus. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Like I think that they're still in the quarterback market. I think that your first 3 picks you're looking at is quarterbacks.
No, I think that, but I just have this weird feeling that they're going to Patriot.
Yeah,
is it?
And knowing the Patriots, they could even take 2. They could even take 2. One early, one late.
They can pull a Washington.
I would say that it's a B just off the strength that you got rid of Mac Jones.
What? Off the strength of getting rid of Mac Jones? They did nothing.
Yeah. You know what? You got rid of fucking Mac Jones and you really fucking
bring it down. Please bring that down to a C at least. Because we both went D's.
All right. I'll give him a C. I like that you really got at least got something for Mac Jones. Like Mac Jones should be like a 6th-round pick for Mac Jones. That shit is fucking amazing.
What?
Who's taking that cap? Why would you trade for Mac Jones? Who in their right mind is trading for Mac Jones?
The cap,
and then you keep him on the team, and like the dude just has like a horrible disposition. I guess maybe because he won so much at Alabama, he felt entitled or something like that. But I heard he was horrible in the locker room. I heard he was fucking annoying as shit. And I'm just happy that they got rid of him because I heard a lot of bad things about him. So just the strength off of that alone is worth something. They made a lot of free agent re-signings. It's a whole year of transition. So I think just off of that, you end up with Jacoby Brissett, who's not terrible. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is terrible. He's going to be better than fucking Mac Jones, for God's sakes. They're going to be better. Like, they're not even having to worry about competition. You gave Jacoby Brissett a fucking clean conscience that all I got to do is worry about the rookie. And then that's a plan. Do you plan on starting the rookie early or do you plan on bringing him on late? That's a coaching decision, not really like who's going to win and can't.
They won't start Drake May early. Because I'm sure it's going to be Drake May there. Okay.
Could you imagine Drake May goes too?
So let's talk about the Jets.
Okay.
Honestly, you bulk up the line, bringing in Simpson. Clark, not a bad safety. Isaiah Oliver, an okay corner.
Javon Kinlaw.
You have Javon Kinlaw on the defensive side. Yeboah at tight end.
They just got the
Tyrod Taylor is a solid backup in case something should happen again to Aaron Rodgers, who's possibly running for vice president. That's neither here nor there.
I was going to bring up Tyrod.
Tyron Smith, they just got today.
Lecky Fotu, a good signing there as well. Another piece to kind of help, sure up that defense. I'm gonna say that it was kind of mid. Solomon Thomas, their best signing was Tyron Smith on the offensive line.
I mean, that shit right there is fucking huge, though.
That their best signing was that C+. Mike is going to C+.
That's all I need to say. I don't need to say much about this.
Yeah, I don't need to say anything besides C+. Like
that. Literally, it's only a C+ because of two signings.
That's Tyron.
Smith at offensive tackle, who literally just came through like an hour ago, and Tyrod Taylor, because God forbid something happens to Aaron Rodgers, they had nothing even competent, like nothing at all whatsoever. So this is a upgrade. I think that's an underrated signing, because at the very least he's going to be able to help that team in case something happens to Rodgers.
Well, they need an offensive line in order for Rodgers to at least remain competent if he's going to run for vice president. So,
yeah, that's a good point. I mean, listen, I heard RFK's making an announcement soon. Is that a Moderna point or?
You're gonna make me go on a darkness retreat and do ayahuasca.
All right, Miami.
Miami. What are our thoughts on Miami?
Mid as fuck. Yes, I got Jordan Poyer or whatever, and I love that, but you don't do much to actually improve the offensive side of the ball. Jonnu Smith, come on.
Did they cut the cornerback?
Xavier Howard, he's cut.
Yeah, Xavier Howard's cut. They lost a lot.
My favorite part about
and they lost the other guy.
Did you see the?
I'm gonna be straight up. Miami's moves are mid as fuck. You re-sign Jake Bailey. You re-sign Savon Ahmad. You re-sign Needham. You re-sign Robert Jones.
I like Kendall Fuller, but he's not going to help you win. I mean, he's not big enough piece. Like, he's a complimentary piece to replace Howard, but Jordan Brooks, mid.
Yeah, everything's super fucking mid.
You got Jonnu.
Mid.
I just said that. I made a whole point on Jonnu.
I mean,
what up, Jay Bats? What's good?
Mid. I think he's a little better than mid.
Hey, Jay Bats, I want you to make me that tequila cocktail in Canton, Ohio.
Tequila cocktail, huh? Sounds like a freaky, yeah.
Try to say tequila again.
Tequila cocktail.
Tequila cocktail, huh?
Tequila cocktail.
Hey, he posted one. It was delicious looking.
Oh yeah, I bet it was a delicious.
What is good, Dynasty cocktail. Vipers? My homie Matt.
Hey,
my homie
Dingus.
Matt.
What's up, Matt?
Gotta get you on the show. Yeah, Wilkinson to Vegas. We're gonna touch on Vegas. Don't worry.
All right, Buffalo.
Yep. Yeah, let's go to Buffalo. So are we all on the consensus? I'm giving him a C. I'm not giving him a C.
It's mid C. Yeah, C.
Yeah, C.
Buffalo Soldier.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna go D. I'm gonna let y'all. I'll let y'all go.
You're
C.
going D to Miami. I'm going C.
I'm going
mid, like mid as F.
Bro,
this mid as fuck. It's mid as fuck.
I gotta go C for the Bills because
what do you give Miami? What do you give Miami?
Miami. I think Miami would be probably the C as well.
Okay. Now
I don't see him up there. You know what I love about the Bills thing though? This shit is hilarious to me. You fucking get rid of fucking Gabe Davis goes away and you fucking get Curtis Samuel. It's like
and Matt Collins. Curtis Samuel and Matt Collins.
Oh my god, bro! And then you bring in Mitch Trubisky, like even as a backup. I just like I don't know, man. I think that the Bills are in a really bad situation, and they're
You've done the
definitely
East
going to
on both
be
sides, Aiden.
in line for regression. And listen, there's a reason why you don't have to worry about the Dolphins doing as much, because when you look at the rest of the division, it's kind of like, listen, it's the Jets and you. What's going to happen? Like I don't think the Bills, but listen, I don't think the Bills are going to be as talented as the Dolphins this year. I mean, look at that offense the Dolphins has. Even if you don't make any moves, you still got Waddle, you still got Hill, you still got Achane. Like now you add in a solid Jonnu Smith, where just give me an average tight end that could block really well and make some catches, make that play action really fucking dynamic. And now all of a sudden, schematically, I love that fit actually. So maybe I give them a C+ in the Dolphins because of the fact of the way they can use Jonnu as that blocking tight end who can leak out.
Okay, so D+, C+. Okay, for the Dolphins.
Straight C.
Okay, and then Buffalo, because that's where we're actually are.
Yep, C.
You said C for Buffalo. Okay.
Yep.
You're going C for Buffalo. I am going C as well. I think that we can all be consensus on that one. Deion Dawkins, don't do that shit again.
No, yeah.
Yeah, don't do that again. Because playing with your fan base, you're not signed, but you actually are signed, is crazy. I want to switch coast. And I want to do the NFC West real quick. I want to do NFC West, AFC West, and then we're going to get into halftime.
Arizona.
Jay Bat says Patriots F-. I gave him a D. I gave the Patriots a D.
I feel bad for Ramondre Stevenson though. Like he's never going to be a thing, except for that one time that he was.
No, let's go AFC West. Let's go NFC West.
Yeah, we'll do NFC. Let's go Arizona. Let's just go starting the alphabet.
Starting the alphabet. I like that look. All right, so
it's the first one on this thing. So hey,
go ahead.
All right, I will start it off. They didn't do much. Let's be real. One of the biggest moves they made was trading for Desmond Ridder.
Ew. They
didn't sign any wide receivers. They got DJ Dallas on a 3-year deal.
Tonga. And Jonah Williams.
No. Jonah Williams. But the other one I like besides Jonah, 2 for $30 on Jonah, is Sean Murphy-Bunting, 3 years, $25.5. I like that deal, but they didn't do anything out crazy. This to me is another C.
I can't disagree with that.
As a team.
I can't disagree with that in regards to Arizona. I think that this one is another C. I like the Tonga move for the defensive line. I like the Jonah Williams move.
Yeah.
DJ Dallas mid as fuck play. Bilal Nichols. 3 years, maybe a little steep for my liking. I love bringing back Sean Murphy-Bunting, like you mentioned. I'm gonna go C. I'm going C as fuck.
Taco.
Yeah, I keep in that sentiment, especially when you have so much money that they could spend and they didn't spend it. Just makes you think that this year they're truly going into it with the rebuilding mindset. Probably pick up some scraps at the end. It's it's crazy, but I guess they're really all in for Harrison. I just can't see it being any other way, and it's going to be a beautiful thing to see Kyler Murray and this kid make some waves. I hope that they have an offensive line that can give him time. That's going to be the thing that I really hope in the draft they can shore up after they get Harrison. Share up some more offensive linemen, and let's have some fun. But C right now, based on what they have. Desmond fucking Ridder there. Blah.
Rams.
Alrighty. Let's get into it. Taco, you get to start us off with the.
They're getting an F just because they lost Aaron Donald.
He retired.
They lost. He retired.
That doesn't fucking matter. It's their off season.
This is about
No, that doesn't stop it. Stop it. Stop. Hold on. I'm stopping everything right the fuck there.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
dumb.
Listen, no. We're a football show. Okay. And I get that and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone that maybe hasn't. All right, but I am meaning this with the utmost fuck you to Taco right now, okay? Taco maybe hasn't had his body beaten up and bludgeoned.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Aaron Donald.
I am on a soapbox. I am doing a
You
retirement.
caused this. You got to listen.
Exactly.
Bullshit though.
Taco may or may not have not had his body beat the fuck up, but 10 seasons, a Pro Bowl every single season,
Triple teamed every play.
Super Bowl winner. Only it's very rare company, especially when we put in a scope 10 NFL seasons. Barry Sanders played 10 NFL seasons and made a Pro Bowl every single fucking time. Aaron Donald was in them trenches. Aaron Donald played the game and played the game the right way. You're allowed to retire.
No one said no.
You're allowed to retire whenever you retire. A retirement of a player does not give you fucking reason to give him an F. But anyways, this isn't about the what you just mentioned.
But you're talking about their offseason.
Aaron Donald, cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do, dilly. I respect your game. I respect your work ethic. And thank you for playing the game the right way. Love and appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yes. Listen,
this is about what they've done as a team. They can't force that. Or
exactly. You can't force it, but you still have to now make up for that loss. And it's
but it
no
happened
disrespect
this
to Aaron Donald. Exactly. But you know what?
Okay, and here's one thing that you have to give that organization is that they know how to recruit.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
That's absolutely correct.
How to scout. So
that's absolutely correct.
F, there's no merit to give them an F.
Yes, there is. You have to make up for one of the biggest losses that you're going to ever have in one of the best players that ever played for your team. You have to now make up for that. You have to fill that hole.
You're kidding. You're kidding.
Listen, their fault or not, when you're running an organization and you have a loss because an employee is gone, you have to fill that hole. Yeah, and guess what? That's a hole you have to fill. And that has been part of their offseason, and you have to count that. It's more respect for him that we degrade their offseason because of his gone. No, because now you have to make up for that loss. No. He was like two fucking players on that team. Your team is significantly worse. You're literally now in a rebuild. You went from maybe having a playoff shot to a full rebuild with Aaron Donald.
How many Fortune 500 companies can replace a CEO less than 12 hours after they announce their retirement?
That's what I'm saying. Like
it's not going to happen. Less than 12 hours, Taco.
Well, you're asking for my grade right now. Like with the Giants QB situation, we can't talk about it. My grade right now until they fill it. Listen, it's a huge loss. It's going to be hard for them to recover, and now they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL because of the loss of Aaron Donald. They will be. They're significantly worse.
All right, I give them a C plus. Go ahead before I.
Yeah, I give them a C plus. Look, like McVay is still boy genius at the end of the day. I want to shout out Rams House. I want to shout out Rams Showcase. I'm very, 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 very tight knit with the Rams community. The same things that I've said to you guys' face. You got Cameron fucking Curl at safety.
Thank you.
Like you have a baller. You have a fucking ball hawk at safety. You guys are so good. Bring in Hoach. You're good. Like you're fine. You're fine. Rams, you are completely fine. Bring back Darius Williams. It feels like 2021 again. Reunited, and it feels so good. Like I love bringing the Cody Parkinson
from the fucking Cowboys.
I love the Parkinson pickup. I love the Jonah Jackson pickup. Like they needed very minimal things, very, 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 very minimal things. they did all of the little small things, and it's the little things that make the big picture. And when you have a coach like Sean McVay, you can cover up for a lot of fucking mistakes. Honestly, bring in Cameron Curl makes me give you a B-.
They're going to be worse than the Cowboys. I'll fucking put money on that.
He's the reason I give him a C+.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm going B-. The Cameron Curl edition easily justifies it. Jimmy G will not start over Stafford. What the fuck? We have not done the Colts yet. Let's go ahead.
Niners.
We got
16. We got San Francisco.
San Fran? Oh, God.
And Seattle.
C-.
C- for San Fran.
C-.
How do you feel, Taco? I didn't like that Debo changed his number. I get that he went back to his original number, but yeah.
C-.
So they got a bunch of defenders. I mean, you really can't hate on what they did. I mean, I think it's a solid B. I mean, Floyd's pretty solid. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll give them a B. Like you said, that's an organization where I trust in their advanced scouting and finding guys and diamonds in the rough and guys that fit their system and do what they do. So the fact that they went and got, 2 defensive ends and 2 defensive tackles means that they saw something that they needed and they got a bunch of guys to make sure that they fill their need. And this was a team that was just in the Super Bowl. So you know what? I'll give them a solid grade of a B here just because I like the moves. And, Darnold's gone now. So it's clearly a nice time in San Francisco.
I'm going to go B- up until the point that we figure out what Ayuk is doing.
I would have been okay with the Leonard Floyd signing more if he wasn't 32 years old at the time of kickoff.
What's the big deal with that, man? You don't need him forever. You're trying to win a Super Bowl this year.
See, that's how I feel about the Matos Grottos. I mean, maybe he fits well in the system, and hopefully I think that's more of a plug and play, like a system play. I'm gonna go B-.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
Seattle.
I'm bringing it up right now.
Seattle ended up with Hal. When Gino eventually falters and fails, like when that falls apart, they are in such good hands. I feel like, and I feel like that Hal will have grown and became competent at that point. Seattle's always known for having a pretty decent offensive line too. They know how to keep a quarterback upright. I'm kind of the Hal addition. They bring in Devin Bush. There's no Bobby Wagner now, so like that's like a huge hit. Penny goes to the Eagles. Cody Barton, I guess, is going to go like.
They re-signed Fant. They re-signed. I like the Leonard Williams re-sign.
That Leonard Williams trade in retrospect looks just better and better for the Giants. Because, I mean, you got a 2nd round pick for Leonard Williams who ends up re-signing with them for a solid pick. But that's the big pick that we used to get Burns, bro. Like, this is like beautiful GMing. This is why the offseason to me is a major upgrade because we had 2 2nd round picks because of that deal with Leonard Williams.
Are we talking about Seattle or did we shift back to the NFC East?
No,
of course.
No.
You just brought up Leonard Williams, so
He's just talking.
Yeah, I brought him up because he's on the Seahawks, not the Giants.
Wow, I mean,
I give him a C plus because of who.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much they didn't do much. Listen, Drew Lock, baby, Baker Mayfield 2.0.
I'm gonna.
Seattle really wanted him.
I'm gonna look. With them bringing in Hal, I'm gonna give them a C. It's just a C,
because he's not Himothy. He's just Simothy.
No, he's not gonna be starting. They didn't do any other splash plays. They did nothing to put them over the edge. But they did make at least a couple of moves here and there that I think are the right pieces for them. I just need to see it play out. And that's why I'm going C. I'm trying to see. Let's do the AFC West really quick.
Denver.
All righty. This one should be quick and easy for us. Like,
Go ahead, Taco.
All right, hold on one second. Let me pull up.
I can't fucking stand Denver's free agency right now. Like, every person I've spoken to here in the area has straight up been like, we should have never brought in Peyton. Like, he's doing exactly what he did with the Saints. He's crashing it. He's tanking it. And I'm in agreement with Denver fans. I am giving it a C minus. I'll go D plus. I'll go D plus. I don't feel right going C minus.
I'll put them on the same level that I put the Cowboys, maybe a little bit worse. Just from the simple fact they traded Jerry Jeudy for fucking, the need, just because they have fucking bullshit at developing wide receivers, didn't get the maximum value for him, so you get rid of him for minimal dollars on it when you could have returned him a couple of years ago if he wasn't really the guy. You went out and you went big in Russell Wilson, and now you're just getting rid of him, and you just literally the way you just did the whole situation with him was just disgusting to me. So I give them a fucking F, to be honest, just because I think the organization is acting like some fucking real scumbags. And listen, Russell Wilson may not be a great player, and he may not be the guy that you thought he was.
Then they lost Cushenberry too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. They're acting like, and then Jules gone. I don't know. Like, you know what? That's a team where, like you said, bro, he doesn't really know what. Even though some of the guys didn't perform as good as they could have. Like, let's just say this. Sometimes, you know what? You need a good coach to bring that shit out of you. If you ain't got no good coaches and you have bad habits and, all of a sudden, boom. Now, if he had bad habits and you couldn't coach that shit out of him and you're getting rid of him, we'll see it this season. But for some reason, I think Jerry Jeudy's probably, although that's a fucking tricky situation that we'll talk about later. But, yeah, Broncos F.
Yeah, I go D minus. Yeah. It's not as bad as Dallas because at least they tried to do some things, but it's bad to your standpoint, Taco. And I don't foresee it getting better.
They're looking at quarterbacks next year, like who's gonna be in the Heisman running.
I think Denver might take a quarterback this year. I think they might trade up.
That would be fucking stupid on their part. They should, at this point, just fucking tank. Like, just go all. It'd be a waste of resources for you to fucking spend anything to move up at this point. You just spent everything for Wilson. You need to, if you're gonna do it right. Fucking tank. Just fucking suck.
Sure, right. Denver. Not if Sean Payton's there.
No.
Right. Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's go to the next one in alphabetical order is the Super Bowl champions. Had to say it. Chris Jones had to happen.
Hollywood Brown.
No, I know. Hey, trust me, I'm getting there. Okay, trust me, I'm getting there. I low key like
he like foreplay before he finishes.
I low key like the Irv Smith move.
I love it.
Mike Pennell, Deion Bush, those are all exemplary pieces that we needed. I do love the Drew Tranquil thing. I'm still curious on L'Jarius Sneed. However, Robbie brought it up. Hollywood Brown, baby. I did want them to try to get Mike Will. I understand that there's
money involved. There's
money involved with Mike Will. Hollywood Brown, thank you very much. I do wish we got a little bit bigger wide receiver. That still could happen. But we need someone that can actually go deep, actually catch, and actually run a route deep. We finally got him.
Bro, and he was at, what, $11 million?
I'm going B+. I'm going B+.
Yeah, I'm going B+.
Bro.
This doesn't say.
Bro, there's two moves that certify this for me as one of the top moves. I would say maybe an A- actually. You got Chris Jones back. You got Kelsey back. You got Reed back. Everyone's coming back for the show because there was some questions about Reed possibly retiring. You don't know what's going on, Kelsey. Everyone's coming back. Then you lock in Chris Jones early, so there's going to be no camp bullshit. There's going to be no drama. My man's coming in fully happy, fully ready for the three-peat. And then you go and get Hollywood at the discounted rate of like I said, he's thinking less than 15. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
That puts you in fucking great situation where you can draft a wide receiver and a wide receiver deep draft. You can make a play for like you said, Mike Williams is still out there. You never know what they might do. And then I don't know, Hunter Renfrow to me, who left another team that we're going to speak about, as an interesting guy for this team. I just feel like he's a guy that would work really good with Mahomes and that slot and just the two of them just going at it, especially in the red zone. I just see that, and he likes to block. I just see Renfrow as being a guy that will really bring this to A or A plus. But right now I put them at A-, and I want to see them get more wide receiver talent because let's face it, some of the guys that they've been drafting, these low end guys, they're not hitting as high as they want them to.
or the guy we traded for that got drafted by another team.
Listen, we the trades we've made have been great because that trade for Tony ended up getting us the Fields pick, which ended up
Go ahead, Robbie.
Turned into Thibodeau.
Back to his team. Go.
Look. What I'll say about Kansas City, look, straight up, it's a B plus for me. Damn near an A-, honestly. It's an A-. They hammered in things they need to. And I'm for the sake of us being on air, I'll say B plus for now. When they lock in Ladarius Need, which I know that's
my point. Like it needs
that will make it to A-. This team's ready to go. This team's ready to go after it again. They got the right pieces. I love the addition of Irv Smith because I feel like it's a better tight end 2 than what you've had. Hands down, I feel like it's better than what you've had. Travis Kelce
he's our tight end 3.
I think that he's going to be year 2.
Noah Gray's 2. I'm sorry.
I don't think that Noah Gray's 2.
Yeah, I do. That's where we differ.
Noah Gray's been consistent, bro.
It's Blake Bell that he's replacing.
I think that we could easily see Gray moved out.
No.
Okay.
He's like averaging 8.7 yards per catch, or something like that. He was like number 2 or 3 on the team.
I'm a Noah Gray fan. And I know how great he's been for this team.
And listen, he makes these random big plays. It's always just like that's Noah Gray. It looks like fucking Kelsey.
I'm going B plus for now. I'm going
All
B plus. Where do we go next?
Raiders.
Ooh.
The Minshew move makes me
whoa. Address him correctly. Uncle Rico.
Gardner Minshew.
The Minshew move makes me want to just over the top.
Listen, when Uncle Rico's your quarterback, anything's possible. Anything.
I mean, look at what he did last year with Indianapolis.
Bro.
That's where I'm a little.
You imagine all the people in Las Vegas with the mustaches, even when they're losing. Antonio Pierce screaming them all up. Man, listen. Just the fact of them keeping the coach, and then you add Minshew, the two of them together.
So many moving pieces. They did lose Josh Jacobs.
Man, listen.
I love Zamir White.
I
don't love Zamir White in the NFL. Which actually makes more to how much I may or may not feel about fantasy about Zamir White.
Woo, bro. Zamir White won me a championship, bro. Those last couple of weeks, he was on fire. Fireball. Fire fucking ball.
Team. I doubt that he won the actual championship.
Well, man, I had a bunch of guys. It was tight.
It's really just Garner that sticks out.
Christian Wilkins.
Christian Wilkins. Harrison Bryant.
But it's Christian Wilkins on the fact that now you got to deal with him and Crosby on the same side of the ball.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
And they brought back James, the center. It was Pro Football Focus 9th best center.
I want to give this B minus.
That's what I give it. That's what I give it.
Honestly, though, because
I give
listen,
it a
that
straight
coach,
grade.
I was worried about it.
The coach, we're talking about what they've done in free agency. The coach
It's
is
the whole
scored.
thing. They had to resign him. He had to be re-signed. He had to. They could have been somewhere else. They brought him back, and it set the tone.
They did,
And
but I'm
when
saying
you
we
add an
talked
intro
about
to
that
it,
before.
I'm
what
giving
that
him
does
a
to
B
it.
plus. I'm giving him a B plus off of that. They signed him in free agency because they didn't have a coach to start this off season. Mike, how about that? Technically speaking, he's a free agent.
The season
And he
started
signed
on
a deal this year.
the season March 13th.
He's a free agent signing.
The season started March 13th.
It's not a free agent signing. Shut up.
It's not a free agent signing. Get real. I'm serious.
Gosh.
Listen,
But no,
it's their
in terms of actual on the field pieces that are going to be implemented through the coach's scheme, okay, just to make you feel better down in that lower box, Taco. I will go B minus. You address quarterback. You got Wilkins to complement Crosby. To me, that's enough to put you over the edge. And you just can't have a typical Raiders draft.
That'll be something. When was the
We'll
last
see.
time they had a good draft?
Josh Jacobs.
Sending Tillery, Carr, Renfro to the gulag was good. Yeah, same with Ruggs. He didn't
So
get
is that
sent.
6 years ago?
Sorry, he sent himself to the gulag. All right, and then what final team do we got?
Chargers.
All righty, let's go to the Chargers. I'm
Oh my God.
so torn. All right, here's the thing. Chargers did exactly what I wanted them to do.
Well, they needed to do something.
Well, they needed to do the things that they needed to do. Like the Chargers have criminal activity going on. Harbaugh must be fired. Herbert, wide receiver 1, Quentin Johnson.
Bro,
We'll see about that.
this is like Sean Payton on steroids.
No, because this is not.
Okay.
This
I'm
is
joking. I'm joking.
Yeah. Look, they cut Williams. I hope
Traded
that
Allen.
Williams ends up in Washington.
Trade down for nothing.
Keenan Allen's a bear. Poor Keenan Allen.
Well, they asked him to restructure. He said no. So
Exactly. Yeah. They re-signed Mac.
restructure Bosa.
Restructured both. So clearly they want to keep the defense together.
I mean, listen, you need it. How else are you going to beat Mahomes?
They re-signed Easton Stick.
I got Josh Palmer in my queue in one of my dynasty leagues right now. Herbert throwing to goodwill wide receivers. Keenan Allen for a fourth is nuts.
Quentin Johnson about to make a statement out there for all the body catchers in the league.
Look, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm super torn. I'm super torn. They did what they needed to do offensively. I wasn't expecting it to just like like I wasn't expecting it all at once. But they did need to make these decisions. So I feel like I have to respect that and have to go B minus. Like I'll go C plus.
I'm going straight C.
Younger. You had to get younger on offense.
Mm-hmm.
You could have not kept that up much longer. Like there was no fucking way you were going to be able to keep that going. At that point, you're just having a team just to have a team. Like at that point, you're no longer trying to win shit. This is at least a sign that you're trying to win something and you want to go in a positive direction. This is no more Telesco. This is no more Staley. You're ridding yourself of even Staley kind of parts where he took over that the Anthony Lynn era. You're getting rid of that. This is the official turnover of a new leaf. And for that, just for that alone, I will go C plus.
I would go C because you went from Austin Eckler to Gus Edwards. You trade fucking whatchamacallit, Keenan Allen for a 4th round pick, and you cut Mike Williams. And the only reason why it's not an F is because at least you're able to restructure with your pass rushers, which are even harder to find than pretty much a quarterback is the only other position that's pretty much harder to find than I would say like really good pass rushers that you can have on both sides. So that's the only reason why they don't get an F. And they're lucky because, or not lucky, but I guess they're being strategic here because they understand that they're in a great position to nab a top flight wide receiver in the draft with their pick. So they're probably saying at wide receiver, we're paying $7 million to Keenan Allen and like $32 million to Mike Williams. Let's move off these high price guys and let's find a couple of other guys that are more bargainable. And knowing probably Harbaugh, he probably figures he can figure out wide receiver. And that's probably why they're making this calculated move like this to restructure the pass rushers and go off of the playmakers. But you have Justin Herbert here, so he can also elevate players. So this isn't a situation like where it's like with the Giants, where it's like if you got rid of some playmakers, be like shit, you got no one here. This is garbage. That you got Herbert here. He has the ability to elevate some guys. So let's see if they get like maybe a Gallup or another serviceable wide receiver there to at least come in. So for now, I'll give it a C. But I think they do a couple things at wide receiver, and all of a sudden this looks like a pretty good thing. All things considering with the cap, because they were in cap hell.
Okay. One of the things I do just want to last thing I want to touch on with the Chargers is congratulations on getting cap compliant by 4 p.m. Eastern when free agency really kicked off. Because like they were the first team that was like, boom, like they were the first team like, yeah, we know the rules. Like we've been here before, bitch. Like they were the first team that like did not play no games.
Yep.
It was just a time, and they were like, Mike Williams, you gotta go, motherfucker. Like,
Mike Williams, like I thought I was gonna be somebody. Not here, you out.
Guys, at 4 p.m. is coming, motherfucker. You gotta go.
Keenan down, like, nah, bro. I like to eat. Like, go eat over there.
Oh. All right, so we're
4th round pick, bro. Could you imagine?
We're good there, yeah.
4th
that wraps up that division. Yep. All right. On the other side of the show, we gotta go south. South? No,
we're going south. We'll go south and north.
Yeah. So
on
the other side of the show, after halftime, we gotta go south, north. We already took care of East for both conferences, and we already took care of West Coast for both conferences. So make sure you guys, if you haven't already, go back, rewind, check all that out. We'll be back on the other side of the show. We'll play more free agency report card ratings. Class in session. Dilly, motherfuckers. Let's go. Hold up.
Stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. See, life's kinda funny. You stick to the road to the riches and hope you don't crash like some dummy. To get to this money, you cut every piece of the pie to find out you sliced into an onion. Now let's change the subject. These niggas who think they got something, but actually they end up with nothing. It's getting disgusting. I'm tired of the fucking assumptions. I'm about to blow up like a Russian, so stick to the plan. When you lose it, gotta get it again. Keep it moving, never stick in the sand. Even when tired, like Michelin Man, shit, I know I'm the man, so I don't give a damn about opinions. I'm racking up millions, you stacking up pennies. She throwing it back in the back of the venue. Now we
taking off and her man and his feelings. Now back to the business. Back to the lab with my niggas. Actually back doing laps in the trenches. It's my second home. I ain't have to go visit. I stay resident, embedded to living the life of a nigga. By day we just niggas. At night we the victim. The life of go get 'em. So I'ma go get it. I stick to my plan and I stay on my mission to plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. So this is my message. Sometimes you just living in life, be an actor. Don't try to direct it. Now let's change directions. It's like that we live full of lessons. Don't count chickens, start counting blessings before they go missing. I promise you, I'm on a mission. I want something, I'ma go get it. No hidden intentions. I open my eyes, saw my vision. Now everyone see that I'm gifted. I'm rapping like Christmas. You niggas just under a tree. I'm smoking it, not metaphorically. I'm smoking no tree. No one's smoking on me. So when I say you're under it, no, that means me. I'm a poet MC and I'm living my dream. Hoping that hopefully you see the hope in me. And if you don't, fuck it, cause I'm all I need. Keep my ear to the game and my mind to the streets. I'm a beast. Stick to the plan. Stick to the number one mission at hand. Stay true to yourself and give your life meaning. And fuck their opinions, they won't understand. To get to the top, gotta give all you got. Only getting one shot, so give up or not until your heart stops. Gotta stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the
Hop out in Miami when no land, ain't got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, don't turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop CLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good bring her where you're not. You don't have to worry, it's my time right now, cause the boy about to blow up. They gon' pay me before I show up. Why you hating? You don't know what? Never make it what they told us. But we don't listen to haters, we just keep.
Gotta shake my only that shit gets me lit. Motherfucker, I can't front. That shit gets me lit. Like, I gotta shake my. She only playing for one. All right, I'm done.
Right.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Rumboyz After Dark, your Friday night NFL fantasy football special. Like your extravaganza, your celebration. Like we're the Fiesta of podcasts. Like we're the Fiesta of podcasts. Drink champs, holla at me. Hey yo, cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rumboys and girls. What to do, dilly dilly.
Dilly, yo.
What?
Dilly, yo.
Y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that you picked up on that.
Hey, it's a yeah. Of course I did.
Yeah. It is a generational wide receiver class.
Well,
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Bro, we lost.
Sings yeah.
Hmm?
Who does yeah?
ODB.
There you go.
Yeah, ODB.
Hey.
Wu Tang. Let's get into we on the other side we did NFC East, AFC East, NFC West, AFC West. On this side, we're gonna take it to the north. Or do you want to do South first?
Yes.
Yes, you want to do South first. All right, let's do the NFC South.
Atlanta Falcons.
Hey, that's exactly where I'm about to go. Welcome to Atlanta, where the play is playing.
I'll let you start.
Like every day. Atlanta, y'all got Kirk Chains. Oh my gosh. First off, if y'all did not see the picture of him and his sons with the chains, yo, listen. Kirk gonna be signed for a hot minute. Them boys gonna be 18 in no time. Quavo, I'm gonna need you to take him to Magic City. I'm gonna need you to take Kirk.
Wow.
City. All right. Make sure that Kirko has the greatest time in Atlanta ever. Look, this offense already has Bijan, Tyler Algier. They brought in Darnell Mooney, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I am loving everything that is happening here. Rondale Moore is also coming over as well. So they get a gadget guy, Ray McLeod, who they can utilize on special teams. Cordero Hodge could maybe step in and be a guy at any given point. I love that this team said, fuck it. It's going to be an all-out dogfight in the wide receiver room, and all of you guys fight for 2 and 3. London's going to be 1. All of you guys fight for 2 and 3. And I'm loving that. Norton signed for the offensive line. Absolutely love it. They did everything right. I don't get the Warner signing. I feel like that's more of a let's set up having a blocking tight end so that we can allow Kyle Pitts to function within the passing game, which is why I am saying I am going to give the Atlanta Falcons an A-. I do 100% think that this team has gotten better. I do believe that they were pretty much just a quarterback away. It sucks they lose Matt Hennessy on the offensive line, but damn it, they did everything right. You unloaded Okudah, who you needed to unload anyways. Okudah is not the system fit there, is the way that I'll preference that. I'm loving everything that Atlanta did. I'm going to go A-. I do believe that they were pretty much damn near just a quarterback away. It's going to be a dogfight for those receivers. It's going to be a dogfight. And I love that for those receivers because that's only going to make that receiver room that much better. Atlanta, good shit.
I don't see how this on the offense with how as much as they did on the offense and how this team has been in years past. This can't be any lower than an A-.
Yeah, this can't. I really feel like it can't.
Disagrees with this.
Yeah, because let's face it, Kirko is what, one of the best quarterbacks in the game, baby. That's all we got to say when we make it a guaranteed banger.
Can we shout out McCarthy? Can we shout out Mike McCarthy, his agent? I've never shouted out an agent as much as him and Mugega. Both them boys got them boys paid. They got all their players paid.
Bro, like Cousins is like, yo, when RG3 looks at Cousins, does he just like take a like, you know what I mean? Like that's just so crazy.
They good. They boys.
I know they're boys, but like, you know what I mean? Like what, like when you see Cousins' career and how much he's made in his career, he's one of like the most paid quarterbacks ever. And he just keeps getting deals, baby. Pocket passers live on. Like, make no mistake about it. And I think he's going to be great for this team when you think about what he can do for Pitt and what he can do for London and what he's going to allow Bijan Robinson to really like thrive. We've seen him be able to throw to the running back. We've seen him be able to do every like we saw what he did with TJ Hawkinson, like we saw what he did with Justin Jefferson. Like you sit back and you look from a fantasy standpoint, and it's like so hard to not like you're gonna want to jump for these guys, but it's gonna be really hard. It's gonna, you have to measure your expectations because everyone can't eat. They all might be great. So yeah, I give him an A. Just because, I mean, listen, you got the quarterback. It's the most important position on the field.
Exactly. Yeah. QJ era in LA. I touched on it the first half. He's
saying it because he is a QJ and I am not. That's why he's saying it.
No, I've noticed that throughout the industry. I've noticed that certain people lean one way and others lean another. For me, my scouting brain won't get me off of body catching. So I'm just not. I'm not sold yet. Mike, your thoughts though on Atlanta before we
A-. Nothing. I mean, you've said what I need. Yeah. You said what was in my brain.
Kirko chains.
Next is Carolina.
Oh boy, they make some moves now. Them boys made some moves.
Here's the thing with Carolina. I have to remain at least a D because of the way that everything has gone since getting rid of Christian McCaffrey. Like it's not. I'm not on the up and up yet. I feel like yes, bringing in Deontay does give them a solid addition at wide receiver, but then like all the pieces that they lost defensively, it seems like patchwork. The way they're trying to fill in the defense, even I feel like they've been getting fleeced more so than not.
Taco, what do you think?
All right, so and this is in no disrespect. I agree with what Robert just said, is they got fleeced more than not. And the two places that I see that they got fleeced is one, Brian Burns. Motherfucker, yeah. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? That's so, Mike. I think you're underestimating how bad of a fuck the Rams were offering 2 first-round picks.
I get that.
2 first-round picks and then some, and they got a fucking second and the second that we got for Leonard Williams at that. It wasn't even our second. We said, listen,
I'm not saying it because of Carolina. I'm saying it because you already talked about this move and now you're rehashing.
Well, I mean, listen, it's the other side of the move, and now
I do know that Mike Williams is meeting with them Tuesday.
Yep. I mean, listen, like for God's sakes, like, and you know what? At this point, like, does it make sense? Yes, because you need some top end talent. there, but at the end of the day, like you overpaid for Hunt. You know, you really still need offensive line help still too. I don't know, that whole team. It's just like I don't feel like they have a direction. Like, and they're not, like you said, like efficient. Like, what's the point in rushing to trade Burns or not paying him what the Giants just did? If you're gonna suck and you have cap room, just pay him front loaded money now. Be able to have him for the rest of the years at a lower cap number to balance off when you actually can go make some moves.
I don't
and then
think
fucking build
they're not going to land both IU and Williams. I think that they land one or the other. Hoaz Tepper, absolutely. Pretty much they brought in 5 free agents: Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis, Ashawn Robinson, Josie Jewell, and Dane Jackson.
Mhm.
None of these moves make me super just wow.
They don't swoon you.
The Hunt
they
one
don't
is
swoon
kind
you,
of crazy
but,
because he's the second highest. He was making like 20 million a year, fucking for a guard. Like that's not. I don't think that's smart team building. If you ask me, he usually. I was reading here. He's like 8th in pro football rank for 2023, but he's going to be the second highest. Like that's what you call a fucking reach.
No, made multiple moves towards the NFC East, losing Burns, Chin, Lulu. I'm just out on everything that is happening there.
You're gonna bank on Deontay Johnson? Oh Jesus Christ!
Nothing's
And
wrong
Mike
with
Williams. If you,
Okay.
I'm not banking on Deontay. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not banking on him, but I'm just saying he's not that bad. The thing with Will is, I do think this is no. I think Mike Will sign with Carolina for less because he's from Carolina.
Why would he sign for less?
This is
because it's home.
No,
it's home.
It's home.
And also, you have to think about tax laws too.
He's from Carolina, and he went to Clemson. He is literally going home.
Whatever he probably paid in taxes, he's going to make back by paying taxes less and taking less.
Yeah, because
listen, if I were to want to take less, I'd want to take less because I'm going to Kansas City.
I'm saying I would love him, but I don't think that's going to happen.
That's not the way business works. You don't want to pay.
Well, in business, you know what makes your stock better? Winning games and looking good. That's what makes your stock better. You know what? You go to Carolina, you're going to look like shit, and you're not going to, unless Carolina's giving you such a bag, you're going to be done. Your career's over.
Stop. You have to think about where these players, where many of these players come from.
Listen, you're fuck up your career.
Their first priority is taking care of their family first.
Bro,
so us as fans, we want them to win rings and ring chase. And
listen,
you know,
Robbie, I'll be honest with you. I'm a Mike Williams fan. I do not want him to go to Carolina. He will ruin his career if he does it for some stupid shit like the B by going home. He will ruin his career. Yes, it is. Fucking with that off, they don't even know what they're doing.
He can still set.
Ruin his career. He's already going to be 30 years old. This is it.
Yeah, like exactly.
He's not 25, 26. He's going to be 30 on kickoff. Like this is going home. This is it. If he doesn't,
if you need to go and do what's financially stable for you and your family, you need to.
There'll be other teams that'll offer him a contract.
Yeah, Gabe Davis took a discount to go home. Gabe Davis sure the fuck enough did.
Yeah, but Gabe Davis is also like fucking the biggest joke in like he's a big play guy that we don't see consistently making plays throughout the game.
The problem with Williams is he can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
that's 100% right. But you go to a team with a good quarterback.
Off of Carolina, let's get to the other two teams.
Let's go to New Orleans. Yeah.
My gosh. I don't like.
I'm just gonna give it a D+ and go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say D+.
I don't need to say anything.
You're trying your best to surround pieces around Carr. I guess. In a way, but you're in such cap hell to where you really got to stick with a lot of what you kind of already have.
Yeah, basically.
Mostly a lot of releases, a lot of kind of plug and play type of moves. Michael Thomas is likely to walk. So I mean, there's that.
He's going to be a June 1st cut.
Yeah, June 1st. He's
They let him know he's going to be a June 1st cut. They can't do it till then because of his contract.
I mean, because like nothing's really great. I guess you made the Kapasa move like about a month ago. Juwan Johnson, Winston leaves. I don't like anything. Michael Roach coming in.
I mean, they did keep Demario Davis and Matthew, but and I mean, they got like you said, it's a big nothing burger, especially when you get.
It's a D. And I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna move on to Tampa. Tampa Bay Bucks. What do you guys really think here? There's a lot of different ways that this one can lean. So I want to get you guys' opinion first before I speak up too much.
I'm giving it a B-, C+. Right in that. Like I'm giving it a C+.
I'm giving it a B+.
I'm giving it a B. Bringing back Baker
and Mike Williams.
Bringing back Mike Williams. I understand that
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Or Mike Evans. I'm sorry. I said Mike Williams so much earlier. But
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, bringing back Mike Evans, which I obviously absolutely love. It's gonna be interesting how things pan out. They did lose some things on the defensive side. They're making sure they're going to maintain Winfield on the defensive side of things, which I personally, I personally love. I think they should have been made that move
a while ago.
Exactly. Jordan Whitehead comes in to be able to assist Winfield on the other side of that safety position. Levante David, Chase Edmonds, Gaines, McLaughlin, the Tompkins receiver re-signing doesn't mean shit. Walton at tackle. They're just trying to maintain consistent and see what they did last year can maybe maintain, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, listen, who do they have to beat? It's between them and the Falcons at this point. Everyone else is. I don't really consider the Saints much of a competition at this point. When you look at the way they're built, I mean, their wide receiver room is Olave and.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go to the AFC South.
Yep.
And who do we start with in the South?
In the South, we start with. Oh, where are you? Come on.
Oh, I can't
Houston.
wait to talk about what team.
Houston.
Yep. The Houston Texans. They did the damn thing. Like that Joe Mixon grab. I was starting to get a little bit worried about Houston, believe it or not. I wasn't expecting. I knew that Mixon would be released at some point. I wasn't expecting that he was going to land with the Texans. And then, Autry as well. Danielle Hunter, them grabbing Danielle Hunter. Like, I just got to give this an A.
This is a straight A. Aziz Al-Shir, Danielle Hunter, Foley Fatukasi. I mean, he's all right. Khalil Davis, Desmond King, Eric Murray, the linebacker from freaking the Chargers.
Yep.
Them re-signing Dalton Schultz is a big one. I give we can laugh and joke about Jeff Okudah, but I give this an A.
I give this an A, even with the Okudah signing, and I'm not.
I know.
I give it an A.
Hey, and they got a Super Bowl 2-time winning punter now.
I like the Hunter aspect of it.
Townsend.
Listen, man, I keep saying it, and pass rushers are one of the most valuable pieces that you can get on the board. And getting Hunter, a solid pass rusher, to pair with Anderson, I think will be good for them come playoff time. So I really like that move for them. And then Mixon is going to be very interesting. We saw him make some nice catches with Joe Burrow. So I'm going to love to see the way he works with CJ Stroud, because let's face it, this is CJ Stroud's team, baby. You're only running when CJ wants you to run. That's like one of my new favorite players right there. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yep. Indianapolis, right?
Yep.
Raekwon Davis, Zaire Franklin calling for championships. They bring back Michael Pittman, Grover Stewart, Kenny Moore the second. DeForest Buckner's still there.
Don't forget Joe Flacco.
Bro.
Yeah, they brought in Flacco as a backup behind AR.
I don't know where to talk about that.
I look, unlike, here's the thing, Dallas could have done something like what Indy did or even what Seattle did, and it would have been okay, and that probably would have kept them out of us grading them as an F. The Colts, I respect what the Colts did because the Colts literally said, we need to figure out what we have with CG, or we need to figure out what we have with AR.
Yep.
So they built around that both defensively and offensively. I don't fault the single decision that they made.
I don't fault it, but I still don't give it a high grade.
I don't give it a high grade, but I think I
but
can
I get it. But I
can justify a C+.
I give it a C+. I just saying, even though I get everything they did, I mean, besides Pittman and Flacco, to me, it's all wash. So
Why is Flip Pittman a bit a miss to you? You're not a big fan of Pittman?
No, I said besides Pittman and signing Flacco, it's the wash.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the other way.
It's pretty much a wash. I'm gonna go C+.
Besides those, I give it a C+.
Listen, I like Flacco there for mentorship purposes, so I could maybe put that up to a B because, listen, this is Anthony Richardson's team, but having a guy like that to actually be in the room and kind of like what you were saying before, like teach the man how to listen. This is how we do film. This is how we do this. This is how an NFL court, like Minshew's nice, but Flacco's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Flacco has done it time and time again, and Flacco's a really smart individual. I like bringing him in there from the aspect of being able to tutor and take Anthony Richardson to the next level because he's not taking his job. All he's going to do is really be able to show him, like, listen, bro, this is what, like, you're the quarterback. Listen, A, boom, deep, boom, especially in practice.
What's your grade?
I give him a B. Because you're really giving him a shot. What you did is you kept a lot of the same guys too for continuity, which I think is underrated.
Brad says, Lions basically moves.
Aiden, get ready. Jacksonville Jaguars. Talk or go.
Yep, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Listen, bro. I mean, they avoided that fucking Calvin Ridley fucking contract. So I guess they have to get some props on that.
I mean, because if they would have retained Ridley, it would have resulted in a second rounder going to
and that contract. Like, I don't think that contract plus that pick would have been anything worth it for them. I mean, listen, you did downgrade a talent. I think Gabe Davis is not as talented as Calvin Ridley, but I just don't think Calvin Ridley's worth the contract that he was ended up going for. I think They brought in Armstead, which I fucking and Darnell Savage. They kept Josh Allen, which they tagged him. Did they end up signing him yet?
Not yet.
That to me is the biggest difference of their offseason. So long as they're able to work that out, that this is going to be like a B offseason. Josh Allen is, in my opinion, and we'll keep going over it, one of those elite pass rushers that you want to keep on your team. And if you have to end up trading him for pennies on the dollar or because you can't keep him in-house, that's going to be a big setback for a team that's trying to, win the division. So you need to go get Josh Allen figured out.
I think they will. I am fairly okay with everything that the Jags did. I see this team still looking towards and building towards the future. A lot of the offense is still in place. Gabe Davis, Devin Duvernay. I like Duvernay from what he can do on the special teams aspects of things, especially as a return guy. Got better a little bit in the middle, bring in Mitch Morris. Upgrade at center to Fortner. I'm okay with everything that they're doing so far. You bring in Ronald Darby and Savage as replacements for Williams and Jenkins. I'm gonna go C+.
Yep.
I'm gonna go C plus.
For Trevor Lawrence.
There is no viable source reporting that. I am not saying that on air. Let's stop. Let's stop with that. Like, if there's something legitimately viable, I'm gonna say it, guys. like I'm gonna say, and yes, you guys had to get the backup in Mac Jones as well.
You know, I'd like Mike Williams of the Giants.
Huh?
Shut up.
I just thought of that.
Stop. Just stop making up stuff. I like anyone that's available to come to my fucking team. All right. There's no legitimacy about anything. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We stop. Stop. I like to fantasize too. Damn. And that covers the AFC South.
No, we're gonna do the Titans.
Oh yeah, we gotta do the Tennessee Titans.
And then I gotta roll.
All right, let's knock out the Titans really quick. All right, how do we feel about Tennessee Titans?
I think Taco disagrees, but I love what they did. I do think that they need to do a little bit more. I don't like the quarterback situation. It's the only reason I'm worried about the wide receivers. Yes, they overpaid for Ridley. However, I am okay with it. What? I do like the Pollard. I don't like Pollard for Spears, but I like Pollard for NFL. I give it a B-.
I give this a B+. I'm gonna leave it at that. I think there's still room for them to grow.
Yeah.
I think they left enough room for upside. I love Ridley. I think that this team could maybe even find themselves going after a quarterback.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. This team did strategically everything right, I feel.
I don't think they're not going for the
win. Cushenberry, as soon as they got Cushenberry, that's when I was like, oh, y'all about to turn it up. Y'all about to turn it up.
I give it a C+, and I'm a bit confused because obviously you move off of Henry, you move off of some of these other guys. You know, to move off the Henry for Pollard is, especially when you have Spears there. I would, and then you spend all the money for Calvin Ridley when you already have Hopkins and you have Burks there.
Hopkins is there for one more year, and Burks is Burks.
Yeah, Burks is a bust.
So you're really, but I would rather than figure it out and go from there than spend all that money on Calvin Ridley, who last year did not look like.
No, spend it. You have it. You have it. Why not? You have it. Like it's not going anywhere. And at the time they spent it with the list that was available, no, so it's solid. It's solid.
Listen, for me personally, when you ask me about the Titans, listen, I don't really.
You're not understand. A Ridley guy. I'm a Ridley diehard.
I used to be a Ridley guy. Yeah, I thought Ridley was a great guy, but then when you look and you have the time off from the league, and then you come back and you're not the same guy, and now you're going to a situation where you have a couple of other guys and there's no quarterback. So what's going to happen? Then it's going to be 3 years now before you actually get meaningful, good games. You went here for the bag. This is a money move.
Hold on, I need to ask Tosco a question because he talked so much crap last year.
Yeah,
I need to ask you one question. You're sitting there talking smack about Ridley not having a good year, but you're the first one to talk so much shit about Trevor Lawrence. So how much is that on Trevor Lawrence and not Ridley? You are the biggest shit talker on Lawrence that I've seen on the internet.
Listen, one of my biggest problems with Lawrence is because he wasn't delivering up to what he could have been, and
that's my point.
That's my
argument.
You walked right into that.
Is it the chicken or the egg? That's the question. Maybe it was the combination of them together. Maybe it just didn't work.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Me too.
Maybe they're oil and water, and he needed Christian Kirk.
You're the one. You're the one justifying going. But on another player.
Listen, I'll say at this point in his career, Calvin Ridley is not worth that money because of the time off that he's had from the game and from him not being able to put up that consistency last season. He is not worth that money right now. No, he does not deserve the contract right now.
Okay.
Did I say he was worth that money?
Let's keep it
moving.
You
didn't. I didn't say you did.
Tennessee Titans grade. Give me your Tennessee Titans grade.
I give him, like I said, a B, a C plus.
C plus. All right. And then I have to get into the. We're going to the north.
Yeah.
NFC, Detroit. So how do you feel about Detroit?
I'm gonna give this real quick, and then I'm gonna dip. They didn't do much. I just give it a straight C because they didn't do either way.
I'm giving it a C because continuity was key.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, yeah, they got Carlton. They traded for Carlton Davis. They were one of the people that were in on Snead, but now they're saying the reports are that out of Kansas City is they're out on Snead now. They haven't been contacted by Detroit since Detroit traded for Carlton Davis from Tampa.
No, I agree with that. But a C plus is solid. Continuity is key. This was one of the teams that needed to try and keep as much as they could have together. Yep. Carlton Davis, American Robertson, straight bloods, all good. I love that. From money standpoint, Tennessee away overpaid for Ridley, and T-Law is better than whoever is the QB for Tennessee. I like Calvin, but I don't think he returns to form. Brad saying the disrespect. It's not disrespect. It's that you didn't have to make moves. So like the grading scale isn't about like how good or how bad you are. You're a great team. Like if we were ranked the NFC North opponents, it's Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota for me at this point. In terms of what you did during free agency, you did what you needed to do. A C plus, B minus is where you guys should be. B minus. I'll be gracious and I'll go B minus, but C plus, B minus. It's kind of splitting hairs when we're talking about the Detroit Lions. You did what you needed to do, and that's what's important.
I mean,
that's what's important.
I'll pretty much stay on that B minus side because it was pretty lateral for them, which is actually a good thing. Especially all things considering when there's a lot of movement in off seasons, when you're a young team and you're finally getting success, that could be a big detriment to your future success. And for them, they really didn't have many departures other than a cornerback and a guard. So for the most part, you're keeping the nucleus and the core together, which I think is good for Detroit. It's needed for Detroit.
That's all they needed to do. That Detroit did. Yeah. Detroit didn't need to go out and be like, we're getting Austin Eckler running back. Like they didn't have to go and do that.
Keep it together and just let everybody go back out there and just go at it again. And because they're young, it's a very young team for the most part. And Jared Goff, let's face it, in quarterback years, he's pretty young.
Yeah, all lines is Dan Campbell, like pretty fucking much, right?
And Gibby, baby.
Da Bears.
Man.
They brought in DeAndre Swift. They brought in DeAndre Swift. They're still hanging on to Justin Fields. I think they're going to hang on to Justin Fields until after Caleb Williams goes through medicals here this weekend. I believe it's this weekend. Yeah, it's this weekend. What are your thoughts here?
I mean, when they signed Swift, I was so puzzled. I just don't understand them spending the money there, especially with everything that they could do. So that to me was a big but then they come back and hit me with the whop when they pull out that fucking Keenan Allen deal.
Yeah, that when they brought in Keenan Allen, they re-signed Jalen Johnson.
Yeah,
Cole Kmet's still there.
You got Bayard there, who's a solid safety. Jarrett Everett, another tight end to go. So you've given whoever's going to be quarterback tons of weapons. But I'm not gonna lie, when you signed Swift that money out the gate, I kind of was definitely a bit shocked. That was my initial, because he was like one of the first running backs off the board too. It was like they went and just was like they targeted him. It wasn't like he fell into their lap. They targeted him, and then they went and got who I think fell in their lap, Keenan Allen.
They already have Gerald Everett. They brought in Jonathan Owens, so Simone Biles' husband. Ripens the backup. Pryor on O-line, like you mentioned, Bynard. Ryan Bates on O-line. You kind of don't need to go and get Caleb Williams.
No way.
Albert, no, I'm sorry, I didn't bring in Albert. That was a different. But like, you don't need to go and get Caleb Williams. But if you put Caleb Williams behind what you put forth, a lot of shit can happen. I'm giving this an A-.
Oh,
whether or not it is Fields behind center. I'm giving it an A- because, motherfucker, even if you have Fields behind center, you've presented to where there's no excuse.
Listen, I'm giving it a C because you spent a lot of money at the running back position, which again I don't think my GM is leading the way. That's not a premium position. You spent a lot of money at with a guy that hasn't been able to been healthy or to prove to be a dominant lead back, especially when you had a couple of other backs in there that probably could have held the fort. Now you're looking at a position with either you're going to get Fields, who you're going to get for pennies on the dollar for maybe a second round pick at that, if you're lucky with maybe a little extra with it, or you're going to trade down from the first overall pick. If you take that first overall pick, you're going to get that contract that will be fucking sweet, that will be able to hold you over for a little bit. If you get Fields, that means he's the guy. And if you fucking miss on Fields, that means your whole GM shit is fucking over. Unless you obviously have enough assets from this trade to make another trade next year. Listen, the way they made this offseason go, I think what you're saying is right, where they can let Fields go behind center and trade off that first pick for a bunch of assets and try to shoot at the draft next year. But with all those picks also, why wouldn't you just give Caleb Williams a shot to be one of the best rookies that ever played the game of football?
Because you already have a guy that you already invested in.
Do you believe in Fields that much as a pocket passer? Like, we know he can run.
I believe in Fields as much as I believe in Caleb Williams.
See, that puts it.
Here's the thing. I've been doing this now at this point for so like from the actual high level like scout.
So you would trade the pick.
I don't know if I would trade the pick. I'd be willing to be like, you fuckers battle it out. You figure it out amongst yourselves. I would be happy to be like, here's both your favorite toy. I'm putting it in the fucking pen. Both of you fight over who wants it more.
I'll be honest. This is kind of like the
same situation. And that's what I'm saying. It is recency fucking bias. It is. This is it. This is the comment of the night.
I'll be honest with you, though. I think you have to pick one or the other. Because if you go half pregnant, you lose out on the ability to get the extra asset.
I would love it if they did that. Here's the thing that I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, honestly,
at this point in the game, because here's if I'm Chicago, I'm hanging on the Fields right now. Motherfucker, you haven't done medicals. You did not compete at the combine. I don't know what's going to happen. Is there something that you're hiding? What do you want? Your dad keeps talking mad shit. I don't know if I want to deal with that whole LeVar Ball type of, BS. I need to figure some things out. If there's a chance, if I'm Chicago right now, and after all the narratives with Fields, I'm already looking and I'm thinking, we need to make sure that we don't have to go Jaden Daniels. If this kid's gonna come in and cause more problems because his fucking dad wants to keep talking, I get that it's not Caleb Williams. And everyone's like, well, it's not Caleb Williams that's saying it. I don't want to deal with the outside noise. I don't want to. So what are we doing here? Are we here to fucking play football? Are we here to win fucking football games or not?
I almost think that the Bears, the way they're set up, is perfectly set to trade the pick. Because
It's
like
set for
the
both.
assets
It's set
that you
for
get
both.
for
You can
Fields,
make a case. There's a case for both, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I
It's
feel
for-
like it's asset
there's both.
mismanagement. The amount that you will get for that
Oh,
one pick,
yes.
you could. Yes, it is, because you're gonna get what you're gonna get. Let's just say it's if you trade back from
You're
one.
not. You've already tried to trade Fields, and there's nothing that you're going to get. For him.
That's right. So you
If
keep Fields.
you trade him on draft day, at best you get a 4th round.
No, you don't trade Fields. You trade the pick, and you get the assets.
Here's the thing: it's one of two things. It's either both of them are in the locker room come training camp together,
That's a waste of Fields.
or it's one or the other. There's no other. When I heard Jalen Johnson speak today, or yesterday, I'm sorry, yesterday. I want to say it was either yesterday or today. When I heard Jalen Johnson speak, and when I hear anyone from that Bears team speaking within that locker room, they love Fields. They're willing to run behind a wall for Fields.
You gotta trade the
So
pick
because of that, there is justification for either scenario, which is why I think that Ryan Poles purposely built this for either scenario. Straight up. You design this. If I'm Ryan Poles, I'm doing the exact same thing. I need to make sure that my left hand never knows what my right hand is doing. Am I keeping you? Am I letting you go? I don't know. I'm treating it like when you got a baddie that's kind of toxic but kind of not. It's like, do I want to let you go? Do I want to keep you on the roster, Ma? Or do like?
And how about this? Because like you playing that with the baddie, you making the chick that don't look quite as good, JJ McCarthy, move up into the top 6 because they're so desperate for quarterbacks that now you're seeing them jumping.
Selection. That's why they gotta battle that out. They gotta battle that out.
Like now, all of a sudden, because of the way the Bears have played it, literally now you have all the rumors that. And this is listen. I'm not saying yes it is, but there's smoke that McCarthy's moving into the top 6, and the team in the top 6 that's more than likely gunning for them ain't fucking the Chargers, and it ain't the Cardinals.
Yep. Look, I like what Aiden is actually saying here. And honestly, I don't care about how much NIL money a player has made in college. Like. Straight up.
I mean, when you think about it, if he can trade down to, but like make a trade with the Giants, so you stay like really high in the first round, you can get that offensive lineman.
It would be a swap. It would just be a pick swap. It would be 1 for 2 or like 1 for 3. It wouldn't. And I think that's what they're plotting on.
Well, why would you do that? There's no sense. Then what are you taking Harrison? And you're having 3 wide receivers. It doesn't even make sense.
I think that they would just pick swap for a different quarterback, because here's the thing with Williams.
What's
it's
the point?
becoming the narratives. Williams is gonna get picked number 1 just because like all
but
the
Robbie, if you're not taking Williams number 1, and you're gonna run with Fields, why not move back and get more assets where you can get this year's first and next year's
the Bears can sit back at 1 and be like, we're taking Jaden Daniels. Look, your Giants did it. Did it.
But see, I think the Giants are in a position where they would deal multiple first-round picks in order to take that chance at Caleb Williams.
What I'm trying to get across to you is that we've seen this before. I want to get off this one. I want to get on to our last 2 teams of the night. We're going to go Minnesota Vikings and close out with the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, no, we didn't do the whatchamacallit, Steelers and all those guys.
We'll get to those. I could have sworn we did those early.
No, that's the North, right? That's the AFC North.
Oh yeah, we gotta get through the AFC North. All right.
That's the one team I want to talk about.
So Vikings lose Kirk Cousins, bring in Aaron Jones, but bring in Sam Darnold, bring in Aaron Jones. A lot of things kind of happen with the Vikings. They lost Hunter. Pretty much outside of Aaron Jones, not much really happened.
It's a D. Let's be honest. They lost the core of their team. You lost Kirk. That's huge. We can't give the Falcons this great grade because they got Kirk, and then all of a sudden to say the Vikings are going to be anything close to what they were.
The Vikings are a D.
Yeah, you just lost Kirk. You lost your heart and soul.
Yeah,
you lost a banger in your body.
I'm not going to spend too much time on Minnesota just because.
Oh wait, and the last thing they lost Hunter too. Boom! Like you lost two of your biggest guys.
That they re-signed. I get they re-signed. What's his name? Fucking Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith.
Oh, yeah, safety.
It's just kind of like when we just look.
But he's old too.
Like you brought in Aaron Jones, Brandon Powell, Jonathan Bullard, or not? Yeah. Jonathan Bullard, Jonathan Bernard, Van Dyke, a good pickup. Blake Cashman, actually a really good pickup. They did better on defense. They did more for their defense than they did for their offense, and it was like, well.
But that's such a huge, like, it's not like bro.
Your offense is what needed. I'll give them a D plus.
Listen, bro, Sam fucking Darnold, like
Trash.
Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold. I'm not gonna give the Falcons such a good grade and then say the Vikings are doing so great. You lost Kirk Cousins, point blank, period. Everything we can talk about is nice and normal. What happens with Justin Jefferson now? How does Justin Jefferson take getting catches from Sam Darnold? How long till Justin Jefferson says, "Give me the fuck out of here"?
Plus, I said I went from a D to a D plus. Like,
that's where I'm at. D.
Sam Darnold revenge tour, except for the 2 games. Yeah, right.
Sam Darnold. That's gonna be great.
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay. Bro, when they signed Josh Jacobs, tell me that shit didn't make you go, what? Aaron Jones isn't there, isn't he? And then 5 minutes later,
Aaron Jones across the river, across the lake.
Bro, it was like 5 minutes later. Aaron Jones has been released.
I feel like that the Packers were very responsible.
Yeah.
I mean, Xavier McKinney. They brought in Xavier McKinney.
Bro, that's huge.
Linebacker.
That's huge.
Like
they brought in two basically all pros. And who'd they lose? They lost a couple of people on the offensive line and a couple of safeties. But I mean, you lose two safeties and you replace them with a safety that played virtually every snap the previous year. You lose the offensive lineman, which
I'm gonna go C plus. I'm gonna keep it short, simple, and sweet. C plus.
Now I'm going A. You got a stud safety in McKinney, and you got a stud running back in Josh Jacobs.
That's why I'm going C plus. So you made those two moves.
Yeah. Plus, you keep everybody else. Who'd you lose?
You
lost two safeties. You picked up a safety. You lost Jones.
Exactly. It kind of remains balanced in a way.
Well, I mean, you upgrade. You got McKinney was a much better safety than both of the guys. McKinnon's only 24, bro. McKinnon was with the Giants, bro. My man is dirty. And then you add in Jacobs.
They did lose Jonathan Owens.
They did.
The rival.
I mean, I give him an A though, because listen though, they also pay at two positions that you're not really supposed to pay at. But I'm going to go back to what I was saying before. The consistency for a young team like this, where they don't lose anyone major, you have a lot of that core coming back, and you just add into the places where you need to add in, where you upgraded safety, add in the running back. This is where it makes sense to spend money on those positions because you have everything else in place. They have a young wide receiver core that's showed up and showed out. You have a team that drafts really good consistency. And listen, Jordan Love, I think he really played really well, all things considered. I know Robbie didn't think much of him going in.
Kenny is better than Owens and Savage. I agree with that.
He's a huge upgrade.
I said C plus.
A for me. A for me.
I'll go B minus. I'll meet you. I'll go B minus. I'll go B minus.
Because also, like I said, the consistency is big.
Let's get through these last four.
Yep, let's do it.
Let's go Baltimore Ravens first. I mean, obviously, come on, dude. Like, they brought in Derrick Henry.
I was saying this for a while.
Yeah, but they lost Patrick Queen.
That hurt.
Hurt.
I mean, since we're at the end and the way it worked, I think we can combine them. And he went to the Steelers. The fact that it went down, that was like Barkley to the Eagles, bro. Like, the way that went down was rough, but I think they get an A just off the strength of fucking Derrick Henry. I mean, I know you lose Patrick Queen. I know that's a huge loss in your linebacker core, but at the end of the day, this is a solid defense that always finds guys, and they build linebackers, and they'll find a guy that they'll trade for because they traded for Queen. And then, you know what? You still have Henry. You still have an offense, which I think is going to be better than ever because they've never had a running back like Henry. And Henry still got juice. Henry still got hella juice. So I think this offense is going to take that level that it didn't have last year.
Because it's Henry is what?
Yep.
Is Baltimore's saving grace. Like, they had a lot of departures. Like, Devin Duvernay left, Darby left,
Simpson,
Malik Harrison's returning. I'm sorry. They had a lot of players leave. And it felt like anyone that came in was just kind of, Delshon Phillips went to the Texans, Patrick Queen going to a rival, Tyler Ott, their long snapper, going in the Commanders. Like, they even lost pieces on special teams.
Yep. But I'll say this: have we not, or for most people, they've graded their last couple of drafts as really well and really deep. So I'm pretty sure they have a lot of young guys that are really
they come up. Fuck, didn't they lose? God damn, they're Clowney, free agent. Lost Odell.
Well, he hasn't signed with anyone yet, so that's not technically over. I mean, he's gone to the Giants, but I mean Jets, I think, to talk. But let's be honest, that's not over yet. But again, the Ravens are normally deep, and players will come and play with Lamar. So you know what I mean. You get rid of some guys, and then when guys sit back and they see the dust settle, they're like, all right, I'll take a little bit less to go play with Lamar real quick because I want to try to get that ring and play in the dirty with my boy.
John Simpson gone.
Yep, Stone gone.
Yep. Kevin Zeitler still a free agent.
But again, this is one of the deepest teams in the NFL with young talent. They always produce guys at positions that we don't even expect them to. They always have good young offensive linemen. They always have good young running backs. They always have good defensive players.
Cincinnati.
Yep.
Gus Edwards. Like, they lost a lot. They had Geno Stone,
but they also kept their defensive.
Patrick Queen go to rivals.
They kept Justin Mbaduke, though, whatever his name is.
Yeah, they kept Justin Mbaduke.
That's a big keep. Listen, if you're gonna lose all the other guys and keep him, you know what I mean. You need line.
I'm gonna give it a B minus, and the only thing that gives them a B minus is Derrick Henry.
I give him the A because listen, again,
No way. Nope. You're not losing that many pieces and still maintaining an A.
Derrick Henry's that elite. He was not even fully unleashed. This is, you have Derrick Henry, that come off a light workload, that literally is coming to win his first Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson looking to win his first Super Bowl. This is the kind of combination that fucking people dream of. This is a tag team that literally can carry you past a lot of things because of the way they can ball control. The biggest issue why they did not beat the Kansas City Chiefs when they should have beat them last year is because they did not engage with the running game. When you have Derrick Henry on that sideline and he looks at Lamar Jackson and said, "Dog, feed me, bro," it's a different kind of conversation. So when I look at the locker room and the way that the Baltimore Ravens need to play, Derrick Henry is the perfect running back to go in this situation because he's the only one that's going to roll up to Lamar and say, "Bro, come on now." And you're going to know what time it is. And you're going to get Henry the ball. So, nah, I disagree.
They pretty much to me, they signed one major piece and lost like fucking 10.
Yeah, you're right. But you know what? When you have young pieces that are behind and ready to replace them,
I'm going B minus. I'm all, and the fact that it's the Ravens and it's Derrick Henry are the only things keeping them afloat. We're gonna move on to the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's get through this. Cincinnati's probably gonna lose T. Higgins.
Oof.
Like Cincinnati's probably gonna lose T. Higgins. It feels like they lost one of their best linemen in Jonah Williamson. I become more and more worrisome about this team as free agency continues. Applied franchise tag to T. Higgins. We'll see what happens. Resign Devin Cochran on the line, Cody Ford on the line, extended tenors to Cal Almontes, Devin Cochran, Jake Browning, Jackson Kirkland on the O-line. Joe Mixon obviously gone. Trayvon Williams re-signed at running back. Drew Sample re-signed, but then they bring in? They brought in Geno Smith, brought in Akeem Davis Gaither. I could have sworn they brought in another tight end though. Mike Gesicki. Yeah, they brought in Mike Gesicki. Safety Nick Scott got cut. They brought in. So, like, I mean, all in all, they bring back Von Bell. C plus. Things stayed balanced. If you get rid of T. Higgins, maybe you go and get, I don't know, Xavier Legette.
Or Mike Williams. Maybe you'll give him a cheaper deal.
Probably. I mean, maybe, but
I mean, T. Higgins should get a much bigger deal than fucking he's younger, right?
Clemson for Clemson, I get it. I'm just gonna say C plus, like straight up.
Yeah, and it'll go down if they lose Higgins or don't replace him. You know, they still have time, but I agree. Although I will say this, the Zach Moss flip for Mixon was interesting. I think Zach Moss showed he got some juice. So I think it'll be interesting to see what he does with Joe Burrow because he was pretty interesting in the passing game. I'd like to see how that combination works next year.
Okay. Pittsburgh Steelers, they brought in Russell Wilson, punter Cameron Johnson, a.k.a. Bill Burr. They brought defensive tackle Montavious Adams, also brought in Patrick Queen, Deshaun Elliott as well. Van Jefferson also came in today. They got rid of Kenny Pickett. I'm liking what the Steelers did. I am giving them an A minus.
I'll agree with you. I love the idea of getting Russell Wilson. Like I said, I don't think he's
1.2 million. 1.2 million.
I don't think he's done it all. I think when you talk about the real Baker Mayfield from last year, or from last year, that kind of situation, this is exactly what you think of. I think Pickens is going to be set up for a huge year. Queen going there, I think, is great. I think that defense is going to be amazing. I love this setup here. I don't think there's as much to talk about. I'm a little bit more puzzled by the Browns, though. Those motherfuckers. I don't get why you go and get Winston and get rid of Flacco, all things considered. I think maybe you probably don't want to put noise on Watson. But that move truly puzzles me. For me, that kind of just gives them a C because I think that's a huge downgrade and huge loss. Adding Judy, though, was a nice little add-in, but yeah, no.
We haven't got to the Browns.
Oh, I thought we missed him.
You fucked up. We're on
Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, motherfucker.
All right, so
alphabetical order.
Browns. So you gave us your take on the Browns. How about the
Yeah.
Steelers? So I can close out with.
But I had the Steelers at B, and then I hit the Browns. So,
okay.
I
you give the Steelers a B, you get the Browns a C.
Yeah.
For me, in regards to Cleveland Browns, look, it's losing Flacco, the guy that took you to the playoffs, is a detriment. Cool. You got some receiver help. I'm not a fan of anything that Cleveland has done. I don't think that we've reached a point yet on this show to where I have enough positive to say about Cleveland. Cool, Zadarius Smith, Jordan Elliott, Shelby Harris.
I don't get the Judy trade, because don't you have Elijah Moore and you have
Elijah Moore ain't shit. Stop it. Stop. Don't do that. I'm more impressed with the fact they brought Vrabel in as a coaching consultant, Jameis Winston as a backup. You address corner with Michael Ford. Taki ended up leaving, so that really hurts at linebacker. You don't have Harrison Bryant as your security blanket tied into, but Njoku has actually filled into that spot. I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C at best.
Yeah, I'll say C plus, just because I mean they did get Judy for dirt cheap, so I think that offense will have a lot of weapons, but this is Watson's put up or shut up year, or you know what, you're gonna go back to a life of no more massages, because like shit, man, you can't keep this shit up.
Watson's done.
Just like
ladies and gentlemen, this has been Rumboyz After Dark. Mike is already off. He had to have a hard out at 8 Pacific, so Mike is already off. So make sure you follow him. Drop the Mike FF. That's TDS Taco. Make sure you guys give him a follow. Check him out. He's starting to do a little bit more content on his YouTube. On his YouTube. I'm Rumboyz Robbie. Greatly love and appreciate all of you guys. Catch me in our Discord and the Underdog Discord tomorrow. I'll probably be chopping it up, talking some college basketball, talking some NBA, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure you guys catch me on the Discord channels. I'll be surfing the Discord channels between Underdog and Rumboyz Fantasy Network. So, yeah, it's your boy. We love and appreciate you guys. You already know what it is. Make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz girls want to do. Dilly dilly.
Holy shit.